This is CBS News Bay Area with Juliette Goodrich.
Good evening. It is tough even just thinking about it. Students having to keep up with schoolwork without having a steady place to live or even sleep each night. But this is a reality for families like the Mestis family in Oakland. We introduced you to them last hour. The father and son have been struggling with homelessness for years. The boys are among the more than 1,700 hidden homeless who attend Oakland public schools. That number is up 70% from the pre-pandemic levels. Well, tonight, in part 2 of their story, we look at the critical help they're getting from the district and others. The East Oakland Community Project Shelter is a temporary home for David Mestis and his 2 sons. It's been a rough couple of years.
My sons missed the 1 year of school behind being homeless, because we had nowhere to go. All our days consist of us trying to find somewhere to sleep and eat, living out of a car in a hotel.
But they are trying their best to get back on track.
I call it being resilient.
You've been here how long? This is home?
Yeah, this is home. We've been here for about 13 months.
You're all in one room?
Yeah, we're all in one room. We share one room, 4 bunks, me and the boys.
Trish Anderson runs the McKinney-Vento office at OUSD. It provides resources to the unhoused students that they know of.
Do the teachers know that some of their students don't have homes?
So some of the teachers know because it's based on relationships, and sometimes the kids will share that they're homeless, but we let the kid do that. We don't ever want to out.
Kim Neal is an academic counselor and makes personal visits to students in the district.
This is the case that I carry around with me, and besides housing my phone to contact students and my computer, I also have bus tickets, which are really important for transportation. If they have an AC Transit bus ticket, wherever they are, they can be able to get on the bus and get to school and get home, because getting to school and back, transportation is an issue.
Anything over here is up for grabs. We get donations of clothing, shoes.
Anderson says homeless numbers continue to rise, especially after the last eviction moratorium. And she says shelters are full, and the scoring system to place families needs to change desperately.
What's missing is there's no questions about the kids. They'll ask the mom or the parent how many kids you have, but they don't ask, is the kid autistic? Is the kid medically fragile? So that information is not a part of the score that gets a family into shelter.
They say it's time to close the gaps and focus on homelessness as it relates to kids as well. Favorite subject?
In school?
Yeah.
Probably history. I got 0 missing assignments, but she don't like.
David's son says he's doing his best, and David says he and his boys are all making steady progress as a family. You and your brother, you guys stick together?
Yeah, we've been with each other our whole lives. We never been away from each other for a month. We always been with each other every day and every hour.
What's your dream for them?
To not be in this way, to not make this home, to have a home like a regular home, and to not fall into where we're at now. Hopefully this will be a lesson to them to know that they do whatever it takes to move forward.
The Mestis family is amongst a growing group of hidden homeless. So why the rise, and are there solutions? Earlier, I had a conversation with Jonathan Russell with the Bay Area Community Services. It's a group of advocates aimed at helping homeless students and their families. But first, here is why the numbers have gone up.
Things have gotten hard through the pandemic, and a lot of the temporary supports and protections and funding that flowed down to support households during that time is ending. So there really is a growth across the spectrum of need.
So there's more of the hidden homeless, the unhoused, the school districts doing all they can. We highlighted that in our story. So what is the county doing? What other resources to get these kids into housing?
Well, the primary avenue to get connected for families is similar to those that single adults, but there is a special system, a specific system that's focused on supporting families that are experiencing homelessness. And the best way for those families to get connected is through 211, which of course is the phone system that folks can access, can identify their need, their risk of homelessness, and the available resources can be connected from there. Folks can get assessed through the centralized system specifically for families that will identify who's in the family, what are the ages, and then hopefully connected to available resources in their immediate area.
And again, the number for help, 211. Here's a way we all can help on this Giving Tuesday. The OUSD McKinney-Vento program needs warm clothes, including coats, hats, scarves, and gloves. You can drop off donations at 746 Grand Avenue, Portable A. You can also donate money to the program. That provides a range of services to homeless students in Oakland. We have posted a link in the story on our website, KPIX.com. All right, now to our weather. Still dry outside, but radar is getting a bit more colorful, which means rain is in our way, on our way, all over our way. Paul Hagan joining us now with the details. Hey there.
It is on the way. We do have that storm system approaching the coast. The first wave of showers is just approaching the coast of the North Bay. More substantial area of rain is a little bit farther offshore. That's also going to make its way towards the coast as we head through the next several hours. Let's zoom in for a closer look at the radar loop over the past couple of hours. You can see this first band of showers. It's making its way towards the coasts of Sonoma and Marin counties. And there's that next wave of more widespread rain that's going to be tracking towards the rest of the Bay Area later this evening. Future has a good handle on where it is now, which gives us some confidence it knows what it's doing for the rest of tonight. And it shows the most widespread rain falling while most of us are sleeping around and after midnight into the early hours of Wednesday morning. I think it is likely going to be a wet morning commute. This version of Futurecast tends to overdo the intensity of the rainfall, but it usually handles the start and stop times pretty well. And that's kind of what we're focused on for tomorrow. The stop time right around late morning to midday. We're going to clear out tomorrow afternoon. And the total rainfall amounts with this, while they're not going to be impressive, they should be enough to wet down the ground, wash a little bit of haze out of the atmosphere as well. Check out those total amounts ranging from, well, a few hundredths of an inch of rain in the Santa Clara Valley to some higher amounts along the coast, especially in the higher elevations, potentially getting a few tenths of an inch of rain around Half Moon Bay. San Francisco may get around a quarter inch or so once you add everything up. Same thing for across the bay in Oakland, with the North Bay picking up some variable amounts. Nevada might pick up a little bit more, also into the higher elevations around San Rafael and near Kentfield. Petaluma picking up a decent amount of rain, but the farther north you go, I don't think the rain is going to add up to as great an extent because the showers are going to be crawling over those terrain barriers, and the storm system is on a path that's going to carry it just a little bit farther down to the south. We'll take a look at any more rain chances that are farther down the line of the forecast this week coming up in the full forecast.
Paul, thank you. Okay, the Oakland A's, they're leaving the town behind for a swanky new stadium in Las Vegas. We already know that. But now, a plan B for loyal baseball fans, the Oakland Ballers. How's that? The city announced a brand new pro baseball team. The Bees will be part of the little-known Frontier League. But as our Leslie Gooden shows us, there is still a lot of excitement.
Laney College could soon be home to Oakland's newest baseball team, called the Oakland Ballers, aka the Bees. And on Tuesday, their owners and community leaders made their announcement, saying that this is more than just about baseball. It's about making sure that this community stays together. On Tuesday, on the side of Laney College baseball field, local leaders, residents, and fans came together for the official announcement that Oakland is getting a new minor league baseball team.
That Oakland needs things that unite us now more than ever, which is why we decided to start the Oakland Ballers to bring a new era of baseball to the town that we love.
The new team comes after earlier this year, the Oakland A's announced their relocation out of Oakland, leaving many in the community upset with the decision, like Hal, who you may know as the Oakland A's famous hot dog guy.
It's been sort of a terrible experience having the A's taken away from us by the whims of some billionaire who clearly doesn't care about Oakland, doesn't care about his fans, doesn't care about the community and the history. So people are just super excited that we're going to build a brand new team starting in June.
And he wasn't alone in his stance that the community needs this.
Baseball was something that saved many of our lives, because it gave us something to do. We knew that every Saturday, those Babe Ruth games, we would be out there and people from all parts of the city would be there, which is funny how later on in life, those same relationships that we built on that diamond would be some of the things that saved our lives.
Hal says Paul's commitment to the people of Oakland is why he wanted to get on board. And this announcement is just the beginning.
Because we've got to put a team together, we got to finish the work on the stadium, we got to get tickets available, we got a lot of things to do to have a baseball team that's going to play here.
In the next couple of days, the Ballers will announce the players they have already signed. And as for Hal, he says he plans to be at their opening game selling his hot dogs.
Be trailblazers in like the fan experience as well. So it's not just going to be a replacement, it's going to be something brand new. So you know, they want to have goofball vendors, we're going to have to train up some goofball vendors.
And the Bees say that they are still finalizing their plans with Laney College, but they are expecting to start playing here as early as next year.
Leslie, thank you. In the spotlight again, why the sister of Bob Lee's accused killer is now in trouble with the law herself.